Hi you guys, great work on your check-in on Friday with targets number 3 and 4. Today our goal is just to review our whole unit and make some fixes on this check-in that we took on Friday if we made any mistakes. So first step again is we open up our check-in from Friday. I want you to check Student View first, checking your scores for our Unit 1 check-in for Target 3 and Target 4. Both of these were out of 6. So again, you can kind of make your gauge. If you had a 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6, you're doing pretty well with this target. Anything lower, reach out to me today if you feel like you need some extra help. Second thing, you're going to sign into Desmos using Google. So open up your check-in from Friday. The title looks like this. And you're going to sign in with Google. Then you should see next to this assignment a little notification. It looks like a text message almost, and a notification that says new feedback if any questions were incorrect. So let's go ahead and go through each of these 6 problems, and I'd like you to actually correct this problem in your check-in. So retype in your answer box your new answer once you've fixed it. So target number 3, we've got an inequality here. And we're going to start by minusing 6 on both sides, leaving us with negative 2x is less than 12. To get rid of times negative 2, we'll divide by negative 2 on both sides. Now careful here, I would say this was the number 1 mistake. This is what we've called a red flag here. When we divide by a negative, we have to flip that sign. So our answer here is that second choice. Second question. A few more steps on this one as we've got those parentheses. So we need to get rid of those parentheses first. Negative 3 times b plus a negative 3 times a positive 1 is a negative 3. 2 times 1, 2 times a negative b, look out for that sign, is a negative 2b. Now we'll get our b's together. Let's move our smaller. So negative 3 is smaller than our negative 2. When we do that, we're left with negative 3 is bigger than 2. Negative 2b, get 3 bigger, gives us 1b. Now we'll subtract 2 from both sides, leaving us with negative 5 is bigger than b. Now we've usually written the letter on the left, so if we wanted to switch that, make sure the sign, the smaller side here, is facing my b, if I'm going to write that in the other way. So b is smaller than negative 5. Question 3, we've got 2 scenarios here. Looking to rent a boat. 2 options. Our first one here, Boatorama, charges $30 and then $12 per hour. And Waves is $45 and $7 per hour. Okay, so we're looking here. Reese will rent the boat for 6 hours. So we want to know what is the better deal. So in place of x, we're going to put 6 in for both of these equations. So my first one here, we have 12 times 6 is 72, plus 30 is $102 for this first option. Second option, 7 times 6 is 42, plus 45 is $87. So now we want to think about she's wanting to find the better deal. So we want the cheaper option here, which would be option number 2 by quite a bit. All right, our last target of this unit, compound inequalities. So our first one here, we have to be between the ages of 18 and 55 in order to buy a regular price ticket. So I would put my 18 and 55 open dots because we have to be between. And any ages between will be in the middle on our number line here. So we want to find the and or the or situation that's going to describe this graph. So we know this is going to be and, since we're connecting in the middle. So we're not going to have these first 2. Now one thing we want to be careful about when we read this is our smaller number is always on the left. So just like our number line here, we have 18 and then 55. Same when we write this out. because if I read the second one, this says x is bigger than 55, and that doesn't show that situation in our graph here. So smaller number always on the left, just like our number line. All right, question number 5 is an and situation. So we need to get x by itself by getting rid of times 2 on all 3 sides. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. X in the middle. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So here's our inequality. And now on our number line, we'll have a closed dot on negative 1, open on 9, and this is an and situation, so we're connecting in the middle. All numbers between negative 1 and 9. And last one here. We have an or situation now, so we got 2 separate problems. First one, subtract 2 from both sides, divide by 4. We've got x is less than 4, or now we've got our second problem over here. So we'll start by adding 1. 1/3 x is bigger than or equal to 3. Now I would say the number one error on this problem was this fraction here. So think of this fraction like a divide by 3, and the opposite of divide by 3 is multiply by 3. So slow down with some of those fractions. So we'll have x is bigger than or equal to 3 times 3 is 9. Now we got to graph this one as well. So we have an or situation. We've got an open dot on 4, a closed dot on 9, and since this is an or, our arrows are pointing away from each other. All right, wonderful work. Again, as you work through this check-in, make sure you're actually changing your answers and maybe your graphs if you had a graph that was incorrect. And then you can just close out of this as soon as you fixed any slides that had some feedback on it. Great work.